for some of us, we don't have a choice.
Yeah.
So when I realized that in network marketing, I actually have a choice, I was like, this is freedom for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, your story it rings so true. I've had many guests sit there and they say, you know, I was just looking for an extra 5,000, an extra 4,000 just to get my head above water, to have breathing room. And yet that 3,000 that you're looking for became a complete life change.
It became a complete life change. Like, I come from a family where there was no car, like, you know, and when I was in corporate, I was driving another car, not a car of my choice.
Welcome to another episode of Rise of the Modern Moguls, the podcast where we are redefining creating income and building businesses in the digital era. And again, I've got an amazing guest with me. Today, I'm sitting with a transformational coach. Now, that word is power-packed, and we're going to unpack it as the episode goes along. And today, the guest's name is Thato. Thato will get into introducing herself. She is a transformational coach, an entrepreneur. She is making waves, not only in the network marketing industry, but in other industries too.
Yes.
So today we're going to hear from her. Thato, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. It's so great being here.
Thank you for coming. I really appreciate your time. I'm excited about this conversation. I had to hold myself back before we were rolling to say, let me not get ahead of myself. So now we get to get into the conversation. But before we start, maybe you can introduce yourself to our audience, let them know who you are, where you're from, and then we're going to get into the real, the real story of the day.
Story. So my name is Thato Moremo, originally from a small town in the northwest, Vryburg, and I came to Johannesburg with hopes and dreams of becoming an accountant, and completed my degree, and then I was unfulfilled. So also became a single mom. Life's never really been so easy growing up without both my parents, so everything has always been a fight. And when I got involved in network marketing, really my life became easier. The corporate girly in me, I took that and I took it and I hustled, and I'm still hustling. And I believe that there's so much in us that we are yet to rediscover. So I stopped being afraid of the person that I could become and actually embrace that person. And yeah, it's been a great journey, 8 years in the business.
Wow.
And
a veteran.
literally.
Yeah.
So like I just, I'm having a great time seeing other people's lives transform. Mine has transformed, continues to transform. Like you said, I mean, other businesses as well. But network marketing has always been the foundation. Yes.
And how did you get involved in network marketing? I mean, you're studying, you're an accountant, listen, corporate girly, and then you get into this network marketing. How did that come about?
I got so stuck in corporate. I was one of those going in early, leaving late, trying to impress my boss, still just not feeling fulfilled. And I got sick. I got sick. I had mental issues, and this was all because of financial stresses, career not moving. I'm a single mom.
It's
and
a lot.
when all of this was happening, I remember I was hospitalized for 21 days.
Sure.
Yeah. And I really, really did struggle with my mental health. But when I met network marketing, nobody recruited me. I recruited myself.
Okay.
Yes, because I knew that extra 3,000 rands was quite a lot of money, and I needed money. I was going through a maintenance matter with the father of my child, and it was also emotionally draining. So I just decided that, you know what, I'm going to do this. I was seeing people successful, and I said, if they can do it, I can do it as well. And that's how I got involved. And I knew nothing about the industry, by the way. As much as I'm a corporate girl, you'd think we know everything. No, I knew nothing about network marketing, not the products, nothing. But I was willing to learn. Yeah.
And I think that's where that's the difference, because sometimes when people are in a certain career or certain, stage of their professional life, they think, well, you know what, I'm good. I'm here. I've arrived. I know this. And they're very reluctant to look outside of that. What gave you that, to say this can't be it? Because someone else might have said, maybe let me look for a better job.
Yes.
That pays more. Yeah. What is it about you recruiting yourself even? No one coming and saying, come, let's get on board. What drew you to network marketing that was different?
So, like you said, I'm a corporate girl. Obviously, I tried applying for jobs at all times. That's what we do. Always try and get a better paycheck, better exposure in corporate. But I found myself not finding jobs. I could get all of these regret letters all the time. And I was like, but what else can I do to generate an income, but that won't disturb what I'm currently doing? And the flexibility of network marketing really gave me peace of mind. I can do this 3 hours after my work. I can sacrifice an hour before going to work on my business, and yet I can still make an income. At the time I was looking for an extra 3,000 rands, to be honest, just to pay school fees for my daughter. That was the idea. And then I found myself, seeing that, oh, wow, there is actually more. And I went for more. And 5 months after starting in network marketing, I retired from my profession.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So they lost a good one.
Yeah.
The one that comes in early, and
Yes.
only 5 months.
5 months.
And I think, what do you think is the difference between somebody coming in and they don't get to it in 5 months and you coming in and doing it in 5 months? What was the blueprint? What did you follow that made you successful?
I'm an accountant by profession, so I studied the marketing plan of the company that I'm working with.
Bean counter.
Like, I was like, how do these people make the money?
Yes.
And how can I incorporate that in what I'm doing at the same time? And how can I impact communities? So for me, it was quite an easy decision. I was stuck in corporate. Here is a marketing plan. There is no limit. Why not?
Why not?
So I told myself, you know what? I'm going to take a year and work on my network marketing business. If it doesn't work, my degree is still here. I can still go back to corporate. So I gave my network marketing business my all from day one. Like I said, I recruited myself. Nobody had to convince me about, hey, my compensation plan, come in. I was serious from day one because my situation was tough. Really, being a breadwinner at home, and my daughter, and I want the best for my sister and my daughter, but there is no any other source of support. So network marketing bridged the gap for me. Yeah.
So a serious challenge that needed a serious decision.
Yes.
And you made that decision, you took the action, and 5 months. 5 months. And 5 months, geez, that's like, I'm still like trying to process that, because I think what I like about what you're saying is that you were very realistic.
Yeah.
When you started,
Yeah.
you didn't know it was going to take 5 months, but you were realistic and said, you know what, I'm looking for an extra 3K. I'm willing to give it a year.
Yeah.
And many times people come into the industry and they're not willing to give it time. They want it to happen now because my situation is serious now. And what's the danger of coming in and not being willing to give it time?
The microwave mentality in our industry is crazy, right? I don't know, people don't do enough research, or they don't understand what they're doing, so they don't give themselves enough time to actually know what they need to do on a daily basis. Yes, I want 30K, but what can I do daily? It means I can make an extra 300 rands daily to get me to the 30K. So they don't want the small beginnings, but they want the big results. It doesn't work like that in network marketing. You have to start somewhere, and you must be willing to put in the work. Without you putting in the work, nothing will work. Yeah.
And then when you were doing your research, because obviously you recruited yourself,
Yeah.
so I'm assuming that meant a lot of research on your part,
Yeah.
a lot of reading up, so that by the time you made the decision, you knew exactly what you were getting yourself into. How important is it for people to actually research before they get involved in a company, before they make that leap?
A lot of people get involved in network marketing as a desire because they see others being successful and they think it's just going to happen. So for me, I didn't do much research on the products, I did a lot of research on the compensation plan.
Okay.
Because I'm here for money. I need money. My situation needs to change. So that's what the research that I did. The history of the company, trust me, I didn't know it at all. Like, I didn't get that deep. I was more interested in where is the money in this business?
Yes, where does it
what
come
do I
from?
need to do in order for me to make the money?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you came in and 5 months, your life was transformed. What were the changes that you experienced in your life in that 5 months?
It started in such a small way. I've always been a grateful person. So it started in a small way. So it was the little things. I couldn't, my salary couldn't get me to do my nails, my hair. I couldn't take my child to a restaurant. But those things started happening. I started having money in my wallet. I went from borrowing from Peter to pay Paul to actually having more than enough. So the profits were amazing. And I appreciated that. The first 6 months of my business, I was unable to recruit anyone.
Really? Okay, tell us about that.
I was unable to recruit anyone because I didn't look the part. Most people kind of look at you and be like,
Yeah.
Thato, why is she talking about money, but she doesn't look like money?
Yeah.
So I started making my money through profits.
Okay, you were retailing. Yeah.
I was retailing like crazy. And I was in debt when I got into network marketing. And because of understanding where the money is coming from, how I am chasing this goal, I started becoming debt free. So I was able to pay the loans, the small installments that were really affecting me not having money. The main thing, I stopped borrowing money. I stopped borrowing money.
That's freedom on its own.
Yeah. Borrowing money. Like I would borrow money from cleaners at work.
Sure.
As much as I have this big office and I'm sending these big invoices, but I would borrow money from cleaners. And this is what a lot of people in corporate are going through.
Yeah, I wanted us to get into that, to say, corporate, I've never been in corporate. So, I'm outside looking in. But outside looking in, it looks glamorous. It looks like, oh, this is, when you haven't gone there, you haven't made it. Like, we all studied, but you haven't made it. Saying, and come in carrying, all your fancy bags.
Yeah.
What is life like in corporate? Let me have a POV through you. What is it like? What is it like?
Corporate is it's a beautiful space for growth. When you become very intentional. What I quickly learned in corporate is not what you know. It's not about your degree. It's not about your experience. It's really about who you know. And life in general is about your network is your net worth.
Very true.
So I was in corporate. Now I'm this girl from a small town, but I am not breaking barriers. I'm not finding myself growing. I'm not developing. Nothing is happening, literally. But I'm wearing these nice heels every day. I look so cute and I'm doing my job at my level best. So I found myself not even getting a bonus. There's bonus reviews. I would always be told that there's something I need to work on. Even if you work on that, you still don't get next year. So I was like, what do I need to do, in corporate in order for me to stand out or for these people to value me? But then I realized that it's not going to happen. I needed to start valuing myself first. I needed to ask and have a conversation with myself and say, Thato, what do you want? What makes you happy? And when I realized that, I also did not know who I was. In fact, I just got into corporate because my parents believed in education, right? And get married, get the education, get married, live happily ever after. But nobody teaches us about debt. Nobody teaches us about, the struggles in corporate, an unhappy boss, a boss that bullies you. And these are things that go on and we just take it because for some of us, we don't have a choice.
Yeah.
So when I realized that in network marketing, I actually have a choice, I was like, this is freedom for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Wow. And I think that's so telling
of
the corporate world, because corporate is great. You get to grow. There's a lot of people who are doing well, but something that, if we put corporate and network marketing next to each other, one thing that I know that corporate can never have over our industry is the ability to write your own check. In corporate, you have your reviews, you have your contract, you're told this is how much you're going to earn. Even if you're getting 10% per annum, what kind of compensation plan that you saw and that attracted you? What was it? What if you have to now weigh the two? What is different in network marketing financially as an industry now versus the corporate compensation model?
The flexibility to make as much as you are willing to work for. I've always been hardworking. and network marketing appreciated my hard work. I never shied away from going an extra mile. In network marketing, when I go an extra mile, I actually get paid.
In corporate?
You don't.
Oh, okay.
You get a thank you email.
All right.
You get a thank you email. If you're lucky, you get a lunch or something minor. But I needed money. I didn't need a Hoolies voucher. I needed big money,
yes,
so that I can change my situation, because somebody has to step in. In my family, I realized quickly that, you know what, Thato, you have to do something. Otherwise, it's going to be a cycle of poverty again and again and again. And that's when I said, you know what, my qualification, great. That's all great and well. My experience, fine. But I'm going to take everything that I know from corporate and I'm going to apply it in my network marketing business. And that completely changed my life.
All right.
So it was the small changes from having, money now, and now I'm debt free. Now I'm actually seeing my salary. I'm like, okay, this is nice. I only used to see my salary on a statement.
But it give you once. I've heard someone say that and say your salaries view once, because unfortunately the stats say that, in South Africa, and it's not exclusive to, you earn a certain amount, whether you're earning 20,000 Rand a month or whether you're earning 60,000 Rand a month. The stats say that most people, by the 6th of the following month, the money's gone.
Yeah. And also, in corporate, in order for me to earn a 6-figure, oh my God, how many people do I have to step on?
Bulldoze.
to bulldoze. In network marketing, you literally just help a couple of people get what they want and you automatically get what you want.
And I know for my corporate people out there, don't feel like I'm attacking, but I just want us to have an insider view, because I know that this is a reality for many people. And you're living in it, but you have this facade. It's you want to pretend everything's okay. And don't get me wrong, our industry is not perfect. Yes. I'm not here to say it is perfect. It is not perfect.
It's not.
But one thing it is that it's better.
It's better. And
it's better in many ways, because in corporate, yes, and I'm going to pick on Thato because she is our poster corporate girly.
Yeah.
That, in corporate, you have to bulldoze people. And I think it's a culture shock for many young people. I've spoken to some young people who've said, they studied the same, they in finance, in accounting, and they are shocked by how ruthless you have to be to make it to the top.
You have to be.
You nice girls don't make it.
Yeah, nice. If you have integrity, it's gonna be quite hard for you to make it in corporate. Sure. Because in order for you to make the money you want, get the position you want, I have to bad name you. Yeah. I have to go to my boss and bad name you. I have to make your work life difficult. So that was out of character for me. And I knew that I wouldn't sustain a position, just because I now have to speak bad, lie, and all of those things.
So office politics is a real thing.
It's a serious thing. Some people even, get sick.
Toxic workplaces.
Very toxic.
And not every place is like this again, but we're saying, this is your experience this is what you experienced, and that's what led you to find a different path.
Yes. And the path has been amazing. Also with corporate, my salary was stuck. And for me to actually just get 5,000 extra, I would have to do another course, because that's what they would say. You need to do this, you need to do that in order for you to move here. So the time, where is the time? I'm studying this and now I'm just going to get an extra 5,000 rands. Then the tax man comes in. It's not going to make sense.
Yes.
But with network marketing, oh my gosh. The roadmap is straight. You know what you're doing. You know what you're going to get. You know how you need to show up in order for you to get all of these things that you actually want. So for me, that screamed freedom. But initially, I did not join for all of the success.
Yes.
I just got involved for 3,000 Rand.
And your story it rings so true. I've had many guests sit there and they say, I was just looking for an extra 5,000, an extra 4,000, just to get my head above water, to have breathing room. And yet that 3,000 that you're looking for became a complete life change.
It became a complete life change. I now started, being able to buy a car. I come from a family where there was no car, and when I was in corporate, I was driving another car, not a car of my choice. I had no choice because that's what I could afford. But I started seeing, walking into a dealership and actually choosing a car and actually living with it.
It's the car, yes. And it's different.
It's so different. And like life started changing. I'm now able to go on holiday. Gosh, something I could not afford. So the industry really is life transforming.
And you spoke about flexibility.
Yeah.
What are the other things that now 8 years into your journey, you would say are great positives? You've spoken about travel a little bit, but what are the other things that you would say this is different for somebody who's watching, who's considering this industry? What are some of the advantages that you'd like to point out?
We've spoken about flexibility, the unlimited income, the time freedom. I think a lot of us underestimate that. I'm able to take my kids to school, bring them back. I'm able to be there for them. I'm able to take my business anywhere where life takes me.
Yes.
That's amazing. That's freedom. And, you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have time, yes, people in corporate as well make a lot of money.
True.
But they simply don't have the time. That's another difference, actually. They simply don't have the time. I make the good money and I still have the time to spend the money and do the things that sets my soul on fire.
Awesome. And network marketing, you're a veteran. 8 years in, that's not child's play.
Yeah.
And so let's balance it out a little bit. For someone who's going to come in now and think, wow, I'm going to be like Thato, jump in, and it's going to be great. What are some of the challenges that you've experienced? Because I know that it's a challenging road.
It is.
And the challenges are there to help you. They're there to mold you, to make you grow. What are some of the challenges that you can share with us today?
You introduce somebody into the business, they come all excited, but with a microwave mentality. Because Thato has this, I'm going to get it as well tomorrow. Doesn't work like that. Some people still don't understand the industry, so they say it's a scam. So the education around it has been a challenge, because some people have just heard about it and now they're stuck in this mindset. And some business partners that are in the business and they suddenly start competing. Competition. And it's so unnecessary actually in our industry, but it happens because it's an industry where there's people, so there's always going to have that element of jealousy, this one because of this, because of that. So those things are there, but they don't outweigh the good of the industry.
True.
So if I had to take corporate challenges versus network marketing challenges, I would take network marketing challenges 3 times more.
Yeah.
I would take them because at the end of the day, it's worth it.
Yes. Yeah. And I think the 2 out of the 3 that you mentioned, I think those are challenges also that we can overcome.
Yes.
Because if you have somebody who comes in with that microwave mentality, how do you address that in your team? Because you're a team leader, you're a transformational coach, new people are coming to you. How do you address that when people are coming into your team or you are assisting them?
So I always say to my new partners, I always say to them, you know what? Start with the smallest of goals, right? Let's say you are unable to pay school fees on time and now you need this amount of money to pay on time. What do you need to do? So let's look at the actions that you need to take in order for you to get there. And make it realistic with the smallest of things that they need to do. Because that's how I saw my confidence and that's how I was able to develop in the industry, because I would appreciate the fact that I'm now not getting these calls because I owe these people. So those were the little things. So I start them off by ticking off the smallest of goals. Yes, you will get the car. Yes, you will get the travels. You'll get the big money is coming. But let's tackle these small things first. Yes. So that's how I lead my team. And some don't want to hear it. People just want to, they want to come in and make a lot of money. It's possible, but it takes time.
And I think also, when you're dealing with people, some do, some don't.
Yeah.
And you just need to focus on the ones that
do.
The ones that take your training and, and move with you in that direction. And when people talk about scams, I mean, when you were doing your research, I'm sure you were also like, maybe, let me check this compensation plan out so I can understand it, so I can know what I'm getting into is legitimate. Because being counters, accountants, you guys, things must go according in order. So in today's economy, when somebody says, Thato, that's a scam,
Yeah.
how do you address it?
I always say, are you willing to work for 40 years and retire with 40% of your savings?
Sure.
Are you willing, like, I just paint that picture for a person that, you know what, as much as you think it's a scam, for me, I did not think it was a scam.
Okay.
I did not think it was a scam because it comes with a mentor. This person teaches me what they know.
Yes.
I build my business. That's why personal development within our industry is important.
I was about to ask
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
It's very important. I understood that the person that brings me in, I'm inspired by their success, but it doesn't define my success. If I want more, I can go for more. So that, for me, did not say pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
It said, here is help, here is knowledge. Take the knowledge and run with it.
Yeah.
So that was amazing.
So we can overcome it through mentorship, I believe, and coaching. How important is mentorship in this industry? How important was it for you? And how important is it to that next person who's watching? How should I take it seriously? Or Thato just, she just talks a lot. She just wants me to do what she says. But how important is coaching and mentorship?
And the nice thing about our industry is that your coach and your mentor, this initial person, is not your first. It's not your first and only form of inspiration or mentorship. Our industry is a copy and paste industry. And I think because it's so easy to see how it can happen for you, but people don't believe that it can happen. It can be that easy for them, for it to happen for them.
Yes.
So, I always say, go out there, read books. Now there's podcasts. Even if you don't want to read, just play a podcast, focus more on mindset because it's a mindset game.
Yes.
It's a total mindset game. You can come with all the education in the world, but if your mind is not in the right place, in our industry, you're going to struggle. Yeah.
And I think mindset is big in every industry. And this industry, it's great also because it's one that takes mindset so seriously.
Yes.
I remember back in the day, before podcasts, before the internet was the internet that it is now, personal development was exclusive to network marketing.
Yes.
It was exclusive to network marketing. The Tony Robbins, the Jim Rons, the giants of the personal development world. They were all exclusively working with network marketing companies. It hadn't gone mainstream, to say, I'm in corporate, I'm a business owner. I can take this, take personal development and apply it where I am. But in network marketing, we're blessed that we have an industry that is built on personal development.
It emphasizes on the more you develop personally, the more your income becomes.
Yes.
It's so crazy.
It is. And that's the best type of development because sometimes, think, okay, it doesn't translate in other industries. The more you learn is not necessarily the more you make.
Yeah.
And you learn this much, but your income just a little bit.
Yeah.
Here, network marketing, a small change, like put your goals down.
Yes.
Have a vision board. Know your why. Work towards this goal. So you're chasing this 3,000 Rand why, but then it becomes, 6 figures.
6 figures. And that's the crazy part because I earned my first 6 figure, I think 2 years into the business. Wow. And I was just blown away. I'm like, what is happening?
And how long did you study for accounting? How many years were you in school?
I was in school for 3 years. And because of my family background, I pursued my other studies while I was working. I needed to get an income because my sister needed to go to university.
Yes.
So I couldn't, finish study everything.
At work.
And so I had to do correspondence. And there was also taxing. And still I'm doing all of this correspondence to get this amazing qualification. But at the same time, I'm not making the money.
And how long did it take for you to complete that and get your qualification?
It took me about 7 years.
So 7 years to get your qualification.
Yes.
In network marketing, 2 years in, 24 months later. 24 months later, you're a 6-figure earner.
It's so crazy because still in corporate, I was not even nowhere close to at least half of what I'm earning in 2 years in network marketing.
Wow.
Not even half.
And now, 8 years in, what have you achieved, Thato? What are the things that you can tick off the box and say, okay, check. What's happened? I know you're vocal in social media. That's why I'm putting you on the spot. If you weren't, I wouldn't. But let's share some of the wins that could encourage somebody else.
I think the biggest win is being able to private educate both my kids as a single mom.
Awesome.
And my daughter travels internationally. I'm able to afford that for her. I travel internationally. I'm able to comfortably, I've recently been in Paris and I came back from Phuket. And, I've got a house now, house.
Beautiful house, not house, not house in Yana. Amazing, beautiful dream house.
And before I was staying in an apartment and I didn't like the setup for my kids. So through network marketing, I was able to get into this. And now I'm also interested, because of network marketing, interested in also being a property developer.
Okay.
So I'm getting into that space as well. So network marketing might not be somebody else's dream, but it can finance somebody else's dream.
I was about to get into that because many times when you talk about network marketing, we network marketers always say, it might not be your dream.
Yeah.
It might not be something that you thought, hey, I want to grow up and be a network marketer, but it can be your doorway.
Yes.
To many other things, bigger things. This is just the start.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that you've also taken very seriously. You've spoken about now getting into property development.
Yes.
Was this something that you would have done if you're still going 9 to 5?
No. There's just no way. Like, there was no bank that was going to look at me with what I was earning. But with network marketing, because of the income potential, the bank can take a risk on you. And also, like, I've just grown to understand that, it takes money to make money.
True.
And I think a lot of people, when they come into our industry, they don't understand that it takes money to make money. So they want network marketers to give them a free business. One of the challenges, they just buy the package for me, let me get started. It happens, trust me.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are not willing to put something down. So how I got involved, I reversed my card debit order. I didn't have the money to join.
That seems to be a running theme on the podcast, that people say just reverse that card debit order.
Yes.
Yeah.
I knew I was never going to have the money to get started.
Yeah.
And also, I didn't want to sit here and think about it. I was like, I'm hearing about this opportunity. I'm taking it now.
Yes.
Because opportunities are not going to be dressed in the way that we think they're going to come.
Yes.
So when I saw the lady introducing me, I saw her car keys, I saw her lifestyle, I was like, this is me. And I need this. She doesn't have to force me. That is why I took my business seriously from day one. Nobody had to come to me and say, hey, Thato, are you sure? What did you do today? I was reporting to my upline.
Yes.
I still do.
Awesome.
Because I understand that she is my accountability partner.
True.
Yes.
True. And why property? What was it about property that drew you?
The flexibility of it as well. I
Okay.
don't need to be there. It can be managed by other people. And I just look at the bottom line because obviously I'm an accountant.
Yes. It has to make sense.
Yeah, I don't need to leave my network marketing business in order for me to go and run it.
Okay.
It can run itself. So it just made my life easy. And I've got future travel plans. So I didn't want something that was going to keep me in a certain place. As much as my passion, which is network marketing, doesn't do that. So I didn't want to add something that was going to take away the freedom that we spoke about.
Yeah, because you've already got the freedom. Doesn't make sense to go put on the shackles now. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And being online, doing business online, because I know that you are building your online presence daily, like we all are. And how are you finding that? What's the importance of being online, doing business online in today's climate, digital climate?
As much as it's uncomfortable, you're gonna have to take that video. You're gonna have to post. And in our industry, if you're not gonna share your story, then unfortunately you can't build a community. So a lot of people don't want to talk about their pain, but their pain can change their lives.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people that will relate to your pain and want to do this and believe that it's possible because Thato overcame. Thato is a single mom. Thato grew up without both her parents, but she was able to do this business. She persevered through her education. She left corporate, but she was still able to stand here and help the next woman and say, hey, come, here's a better way. Here's another way that you can do this and, just change your life. And you don't have to face certain things, man. Like, maintenance court, like I said, when I started in the industry, I was going through a matter simply because of 3,000 rands that he needed to pay, that he was not willing to pay. And with network marketing, I can make so much more. And I still don't have the emotional trauma that comes with, going to the courts and all of that. So really it's been life-changing. And I would advise anyone to get involved, even if they're not passionate about it, but they can finance their passions through this. Yeah.
And in sharing your story, Thato, I know that obviously that is now, you're drawing like attracts like. So people who are going through what maybe you've gone through, or people who are, drawn to your story, and those are the people that are reaching out to you. How important is it for women, especially, independence is key.
Yes.
Whether you are married, single, whatever, as a woman, it's important to be independent. If you've got kids, even more important. It's like, hyper important for you. So to that audience, those people, why should they look at getting into business, number one? And number two, why should they look at getting into network marketing? What is it about what you've experienced and what this industry has, done for you that should make the next woman say, hey, I think that's something worth pursuing?
I lacked so much confidence. My life situation put me in a place where I did not think I would be this Thato today. And so network marketing developed me with my confidence. As much as I was making money, making impact, I changed, I developed, and I could see that there is another Thato that wants to come out, and I was willing to work on getting that Thato out. And it's still a journey, it's not a destination. I'm still working on myself so that those women can look at me and say, we saw Thato weighing 160 kgs. Now we are seeing Thato weighing this much. We saw Thato driving this car. Now she's here. We saw Thato, move from an apartment to a home, and for me, that's the message I want to echo to the next woman and say, yes, maybe you don't want the industry, but the confidence that it's going to build in you, you can go out there and also impact other people's lives through your own story. Because our stories are valid.
Our stories are valid. And I think, your story is valid, and your story echoes the brand that you show up as, which is a transformational coach. All those examples that you gave us of transformation from this to that, from this to that. And as a transformational coach, what is it that you focus on? What are you doing now? What I want now, if someone say, hey, I need a transformational coach, I come to Thato. Thato, how can you assist me?
It's really from person to person. Somebody doesn't need the money, but they need a community.
Okay.
Somebody doesn't need the community, they need the money, but they get to build in a community. So I work with people on an individual basis. What do you want for yourself? And, whatever that you want, let's work towards it. But the main thing that I always say to people that approach me in terms of business, I always say, work on your mind. Start building your confidence, because in business, you're going to need confidence.
Yeah.
In
business is not easy. It doesn't matter what type of business it is. But the great thing about business is that you get to be in control.
Yes.
And then you decide how things go. If something doesn't suit you, you can say, no, you know what, I'm done.
I'm done.
That's not for me.
Yes.
And that's the freedom that you now have to say, as I'm, going and developing other income streams, other businesses that I'm going into, you can choose.
Yeah.
You can choose and say, I'm going to choose business B because it offers me, I'm not willing to give up my freedom.
Yes.
I'm not, it's not just about the money now.
No, it's not just
now about other things.
Yes.
And what are those things now that you're saying, you know what, now that I've reached this stage, what are you looking to build in the future? What legacy are you looking to be building from now on? I know you already have one, because there's people in your team who have done amazing things.
Yes.
You know, you've left glorious footsteps where you've been, but now what are we building now? Where are we going, Thato?
You know, a purpose-driven life. That's what I'm building now. A purpose-driven life. I want to impact communities. I want each and every woman to know and understand that having money is actually the best freedom for themselves. And, you know, as much as I go out there and impact communities, I see all of these women, you know, the challenges are the same. The complaints are the same. And I always say, sis, you can do better. Sis, you can, if you just start by believing in yourself, you are 10 steps ahead.
Yeah.
So I try and install that confidence in women to say, hey, look, you are beautiful. If I can do it, you can do it. And I'm now opening my arms and I say, come, let's go. You know, let's do this together. So it's the mindset. You know, I want to leave people knowing and understanding that, you know, anything is possible just through knowing why. Your why is so clear. It needs to be crystal clear. You might not see the whole road, but as long as your why is clear, just take those baby steps one at a time. So I love instilling confidence in women. I love seeing women's lives transform. I mean, people that I mentor are buying cars, they're buying homes. You know, they're more confident, they dress well. You know, they really do take self-care seriously. And for me, do it for one woman, you've changed the whole community.
Amen. That's such that's a bar right there. And you know, it's because it's true, because as women we're nurturers, and whatever we have multiplies.
Yes.
So multiplication is part of who we are.
Yeah.
So when you've empowered one woman, you've empowered a community.
Yes.
You were empowered,
Yes.
and now look at what the impact that you're making, because we can't keep things as women. Whatever is given to us, it has to multiply. It has to go, you know, and grow beyond you know, what it started as.
Yeah.
And you know, your journey in network marketing, I know it's been 8 years.
Yes.
In those 8 years, tell me what are your takeaways about it? What are your takeaways for you? I mean, we've spoken about so many things, but what are those main takeaways where you say, you know what, through this industry, this is what I've learned, this is what has grown, and this is the legacy that I'd also like to leave for my team going forward?
So, sure, I've learned so many things. I've learned to be kind. I've learned to be understanding. I've learned to let go. I've learned, I'm still learning, you know, to go out there and actually send a message of hope to people. And right now, with the team that I currently have, I always tell them, extend kindness to the next person, because we actually don't know what other people are going through. So you even asked me earlier and you said, what legacy do you want to build? I want somebody to remember Thato as somebody that instilled confidence, somebody that believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself. So each and every woman out there, man, woman, work on your mindset, build that confidence, take that one step at a time, and it will definitely start happening for you. And that is the community that I'm building. Confident women who say, we might not see everything happening right now, but we believe it's possible.
Okay, that's a great start. That's a great legacy. You know, it's a mouthful. And you know, anything else that maybe you think, you know, maybe Level, I'd like to discuss this, or maybe I wanted to talk about that. What other things are on your heart, on your mind, that you just want to share with the audience, that you want to share with your community? Because I know your community is going to watch and they're saying, hey, that's our leader there. What is it that you want to share with them? You know, you shared so much, but I'm sure there's something else.
Anything is possible through hard work and dedication. Consistency is very, very important. Be consistent in believing in yourself. Be consistent in showing up. Be consistent in following your dreams, even if it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Have the confidence to believe in the person that you have in your mind. Chase that person, because for the fact that that person is in your mind, it means it can happen.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And it can, because really, like, network marketing is a gateway that, even through this podcast, I wanted to show that so much is happening.
Yeah.
So many lives are being changed. So much that sometimes, bad news, they say, travels fast. And
Yes.
sometimes people only see the negative side.
Yeah.
They see the parts that they selectively want to see, because they don't want to make the effort to be involved or to research or to learn.
Yeah.
And to just highlight that there is life out there.
There is.
There is life in network marketing. There are options.
Mm-hmm.
It might not have been your first option.
Yeah.
But it's definitely an option, and it's one that's worth pursuing, and one worth, taking forward. And, as we close off, as we round it up, because it's been a great conversation. I mean, corporate girlies are up. They're up in the industry, and they are well represented. And, just to those, to young people also, because I mean, you're young,
Yes.
you are vibrant, you're, quintessentially, I remember when I started network marketing, it was a business not for young people.
Yes.
It didn't look like me and you.
It didn't look fun, right?
Yes.
It looked like it's retirement village.
Yes, totally. That's exactly what it looked like. But now, because of social media and exposure, which is what this is all about, it's all about exposure. Young people, somebody who says maybe, I want to study, study, go ahead,
Yes.
get that paper, but what's your message to young people? I've heard the message for the moms, but maybe some say, I'm not a mom yet, I'm young, wild and free.
Yeah.
And what do you have to say to them about considering this as a profession?
Yeah.
Because it's a profession.
It is a profession. And if you take it seriously, it will pay you very seriously. So I would say to the young person out there, that get the education. It's beautiful. Walk that stage with your graduation gown, post it everywhere. That's all great and well. But don't let that stop you. Don't let that stop you. Don't let education be the beginning and the end all. Yes, study, get all the degrees that you want, but also be open-minded to opportunities. And these opportunities, like our industry, it's misunderstood. Take your time, go and do your research. Because as much as you're going to be pursuing this beautiful career, you're going to get to a point in time where you need resources that your career can't give you. So be open-minded to opportunities, even if they don't look like what you want.
Yeah. So young people, if you're out there watching, I know. I mean, our audience is so vast.
Yeah.
The age, it's amazing. It's exactly what network marketing is, because in network marketing you find all professions,
Yes.
all ages, all religions, all nations.
Backgrounds.
All backgrounds. It's a melting pot.
Yeah.
And in that melting pot, there's something for everyone. There's something for everyone. But the big decider is you.
It's you.
Everything starts and ends with you.
Everything starts and ends with you. And that is one of the things that I had to acknowledge very early on in my career. Thato, if you don't stand up, if you don't go and sell these products, if you don't go speak to people, nothing is going to happen. So I needed to, as much as I want to coach the next person, I constantly coach myself as well.
Yes. And the last part that I want to touch on, when you started, you were very retail driven.
Yes.
You were selling, and that's how you're making money.
Yes.
Now, 8 years on, you've built a team, you've grown. How important is the team building aspect of network marketing in being successful long term?
Team building brings in a lot of freedom.
Okay.
But selling, you can control it.
Yes.
But you can't control you coming into the business and you develop. I can't control that. But this aspect of retailing, I was able to control. I was happy that my confidence started building from retailing. And when my confidence started building from retailing, I'm now more into business development now.
Yes.
And because people out there know what I do and they know the company I'm associated with, so they know what to get from me in terms of retail. But in terms of business development, it's something that when these people come in, give them a plan from day one. Let them work on a plan from day one. We don't wait. We take the business plan and we run with it. And you get the rewards. Sometimes it won't work out the way that we intended to work out. But as long as you do the work, as long as you plant those seeds, the success will definitely come. Most of my people that would come into the team and they would say, I'm a mentor, things are not working out. They're not people. I said, those people are giving you practice. You want that 7-figure income. You need to develop. So those no's are important.
Yes.
So take those no's, go and reevaluate and come back a stronger person and, go for the next person. One person's no does not mean it's the end. I've gotten so many no's in my career. I still get no's right now because people don't know the success. I'm just another distributor.
Yes.
So how many distributors are out there? So it's really taking those no's and developing yourself to become better with them.
Yes.
And they never stop and they won't stop. And that's what a lot of people need to understand about our industry. We are willing to take these no's because they are directing us somewhere.
Yes.
And we are okay with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every no gets you closer to a yes.
Yes.
And I'd rather have people say no than say yes half-heartedly and just to impress me, but I respect a no.
Yeah.
And a hard no must be a hard no, and a hard yes
must be a
hard yes. And it must be a person who's willing to do the work.
Yes. And I think in our industry as well, indecisiveness.
Yeah.
You've made this decision to be part of the industry, but then you find, you idle. And that is why planning is important. Now, take the plan, run with it. Don't look back. It's not about the yeses, the no's. Maybe it might not go how we want it to go, but something is happening. And development in our industry, it's something that needs to happen. It's a daily thing for us. Yeah.
Non-negotiable.
Yeah.
So if you're willing to learn, you're willing to grow, you're willing to transform, this is the industry that can help you transform.
Yeah.
These are some of the people that you can reach out to and say, you know what, Thato, I hear you. And something in me has been awakened.
Yeah.
These are the people you need to, connect with, because your network is your net worth. Who you associate with, that lets you know where you're going. If you're going to be a millionaire, associate with millionaires. You don't have to start as one, but you will end up as one.
I think that is beautiful about our industry. I was so excited to sit around the table of people that had more than me.
Yes.
But they're not closing the door for me. They're actually saying, come in.
Yes.
So it in corporate, let's go back to corporate.
Yes.
In corporate, that's not what happens. Nobody opens doors for you. You literally need to come and bulldoze those doors.
Yes.
And in our industry, you're sitting down and this person says, I'm making so much. And I'm like, whoa, it's possible for me too as well.
Yes.
So I started from the 3K, going to the 10Ks, the 15Ks, the 100Ks, multiple 6 figures. And this simply because I saw somebody do it. And I was like, if they can do it, we all have the same 24 hours.
Yes.
And they will tell you that these people that, you know what, I went through all of these challenges, but today I'm here. I live this life. And that's what I wanted for myself. That's what I wanted for my team. And that is why the table is open for all of us in network marketing. There is no, discrimination in any way. And that's what I loved. And I still love. And I wish many, many people could look at this industry because the transformation is totally amazing. Yeah. It's totally amazing. I can't recognize my own life. Like I look at my life, I wake up in the morning, I don't have to call in at work. When my child is sick, I don't have to call anyone. I'm able to pay school fees in advance. It's the little things that start changing and I now started believing that for other people.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I'm a single mom and I'm able to pay a private education, another single mom, I know she wants the best for her kids.
Yes.
She can do it as well.
Wow. So moms, you heard it. The best for your kids is available through this industry. So Thato, thank you so much for your time. I've really enjoyed our conversation and, transformation is available. And I think we keep transforming. Like you said, it's not a destination. It's a continuous journey.
Yeah.
And, all of us are on that journey. We are learning, we are growing. And thank you so much for helping me also to say, we're still moving.
We're still moving.
Yeah.
And the industry is just getting better and better and better. And thank you for having me. It's been a great pleasure. This is what I love talking about.
Yes. No, I can tell. Loved it. Thank you so much, Thato, for coming. And so thank you for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe, share, because we are taking our industry, to the world. We are sharing it with as many people as possible. And we're also sharing with you the possibilities because because exposure is where it starts. When you can see that there's somebody who's done it, I can do it also. So you can do it. Join us and let's do it together. Thank you so much.